So yesterday, rumors started rapidly spreading that Joe Biden suffered from a medical emergency aboard an airplane as he was traveling stop to stop as he was campaigning. Now, I think I have gotten down to the bottom of that rumor, and there's a lot of other interesting information that has come out since then. I have talked about this and shared some of the info over on X or Twitter. And seriously, guys, if you're not following me over there, you should be. Sometimes I don't have the time to make a full video about an update on a story that I covered, and I would like to be able to update you all over there. At the end of the day, I would like my Twitter or my X account to serve as a companion to my YouTube channels. So if there's more information coming out about a story, I could report it to you all over there so you don't have to wait for an upload over here, even though, of course, I'm still going to be pumping out videos and stuff like that. But also, there's a lot of stuff that I can't show you, and there's even stuff that I can't say here on YouTube, and I can say it and I can show you that stuff over on X. So go follow me over there. But anyways, as I was saying, these rumors started to spread, and it looks like these rumors started because a group of journalists, they were supposed to be flying with Joe Biden yesterday to several stops, but last minute, without any real explanation, these journalists were told that they would no longer be flying with Joe Biden, that everything they had planned, all of the plans were canceled. Now, these journalists were supposed to be traveling with Joe Biden to several different stops. They were supposed to be there covering, his little campaign, his speeches, or whatever he had to do. And just out of the blue, they were told, hey, it's not happening. This led the journalists to believe that there must be some type of medical emergency because they never gave these journalists a valid explanation as to why the plans were suddenly canceled. And they're like sitting there waiting like to get on a plane with Joe Biden, and they're told, hey, you got to go home. So they figured there must be some type of medical emergency, and that's where the rumors began. Now, of course, these rumors started spreading online. Several journalists picked them up, and then later on in the night, sources came forward saying, hey, the rumors aren't true. It's all a big lie. Joe Biden is fine. Nothing happened to him. Nothing to see here. So then that caused a lot of fighting over on X or Twitter. You got people yapping at each other. And listen, I don't want lies being spread by either side. Even if you are someone that leans more towards the right or more towards the left, you should want the truth. And me, I want the truth. I'm no big fan of Joe Biden, but I don't want people lying and spreading lies. Because how are you better than anyone else when you stoop down to that level? But right now, and especially in the coming months, there's going to be a lot of lies out there. I don't care if you hate or love Donald Trump. There's going to be a lot of lies told about Donald Trump in the coming months. I don't care if you hate or love Joe Biden. There's going to be a lot of lies told about Joe Biden. So I'm going to do what I can to stick to the truth and to bring you all the truth. But as far as this medical emergency goes, they're claiming nothing happened. But then Joe Biden's campaign started to cancel several events, several appearances, and several speeches that he had coming up this weekend and in the coming week. Now, why would they do that? This is causing people to believe that maybe there is some truth to these rumors. Because, the rumor is that the dude had a medical emergency. They're saying, oh, Joe Biden is fine. Whenever we see Joe Biden speak, he is not okay. Joe Biden is not fine. Joe Biden is not in a good state mentally. We can all see it. And he's fragile. He's an old man. So, I don't blame him. He's old. But they say it's a lie And then they turn around and they cancel all of these events. So that's kind of suspicious, right? Maybe Joe Biden isn't doing so hot after all. But even if Joe Biden did suffer from a medical emergency, it's not like they're going to come out and tell us. Yeah, a lot of people would want to believe that, oh, it's the president. This is going to be breaking news everywhere. Everyone's going to report this. They're definitely going to tell us the truth. No. The health conditions of world leaders are often secret. They keep this stuff secret for a reason. There are many reasons why they would hide Joe Biden's health conditions, and it's not all just due to the upcoming election. You don't want your enemies, you don't want other world leaders knowing that your leader is feeble, frail, fragile, and sick. That's not the type of message that you send to the world. So people who think, and it's funny because after everything that's happened recently, all the lies we've been told, all of the cover-ups, you really think they're going to tell you the truth if Joe Biden has a medical emergency? They're not. And like I said, there's many reasons as to why they wouldn't. And it doesn't all have to do with Biden's re-election campaign. But then videos surfaced of Biden getting off of the airplane. And people said, oh, this is evidence that Biden is okay. Once again, I'm not here to tell you that anything bad happened to Joe. He's old enough to assume that, yeah, he probably does have medical complications. But people thinking that Joe Biden walking off of that airplane means that nothing happened. Folks, Joe Biden is traveling with a medical team. Someone of Joe Biden's age, do you think that the president, a 70-something, or how old is this dude now? Do you think Joe Biden is flying up there in Air Force One or whatever airplane he's on, and he doesn't have a medical team with him, a medical team that could handle whatever medical complications may happen while he's on board? So just because you see Joe Biden exit the airplane, and just because he's not dead, doesn't mean that nothing happened. Simple, point blank, period. There are many possibilities here, and I think we should keep our minds open to those possibilities. Now, as I was saying, they canceled a lot of these campaign events, but there may be an explanation for that as well. Because you see a lot of major donors to the Democratic Party, they're pulling out. Even the Disney family, yes, the Disney Harris, and a lot of other rich and powerful people, they're no longer going to donate to the Democratic Party unless Joe Biden pulls out of the race. So what is happening here is a lot of these events that Joe Biden is supposed to attend, they no longer have funding. A lot of these events are no longer going to be funded by these powerful people who are now stepping out. They're withdrawing their support until Joe Biden steps aside. So that may be an explanation as to why a lot of these events have been canceled. And if you ask me, that's just as bad and embarrassing as if he did have a medical emergency. I would rather, if I was someone in Joe Biden's camp, I would rather have to cancel an event because Joe Biden got sick, as opposed to having to cancel events because all of our donors are backing out until we step down, right? And without these donors, without these powerful people backing Biden, I don't know how long he's going to stay in this race. All right? But even listening to that, after you hear how these big donors are stepping down, and it's obvious that the Democratic Party, they want Joe Biden to step to the side. The mainstream media has already started to turn on him. They want Biden out. And that makes this situation so much more complicated. Because you can look at this story, you could look at these rumors, and you could think, oh, it's MAGA. It's those damn conservatives, it's those damn Republicans spreading lies about Biden. Now, usually you would think that is the case. I mean, if lies are being spread about Biden, it's probably Republicans. If lies are being spread about Trump, it's probably the Democrats, right? However, we're in an interesting situation where, of course, the Republicans, they want to beat Joe Biden in the next election. So maybe they have a motive as to why they would spread lies about his health. But then we have the Democrats who have been really focused on Joe Biden's health lately. We've all known, I knew when Joe Biden was originally running for president, that he was not fit for the job. He was already having problems then, and those problems have gotten so much worse over the last 3 or 4 years. However, the mainstream media is pretending like Joe Biden just went downhill last week or the week before during the debate. No, these problems with Joe Biden have been going on for a long time, and they covered them up until they couldn't cover them up anymore. So the mainstream media is really focused on Joe Biden's health. The Democratic Party finally they're talking about Joe Biden's health. So they have a motive to actually spread these lies and these rumors too. Because it seems like right now the Democratic Party is just as invested in getting Joe Biden to step down as the Republican Party is invested in beating Joe Biden in the next election. So usually you could think that, oh, these are the culprits. These are the suspects spreading the lies and rumors. But here, they could be coming from anywhere. You may think this is started by Republicans, but the Democrats have every reason to spread these lies too, because they definitely don't want no part of Joe Biden. They're really trying to figure out a way how to get him out of there. And they're trying to figure out a way to bypass Kamala. And that's the big issue. If Joe Biden didn't have what people think is an African-American woman, I don't think she's African-American. She never acted as if she was African-American until the election, but that's a story for another day. If Joe Biden did not have an African-American woman as a vice president, he would already be out of there. The problem is that the Democratic Party, will look like a bunch of hypocrites if they get rid of Joe and they bypass Kamala for another candidate. But you see, Kamala is even more unpopular than Joe Biden. So that's the big issue that the Democratic Party is having right now. Because a lot of people are outraged that they're even thinking about bypassing Kamala because she's a black woman. And they say, oh, that's racist. This is against everything that the Democrats preach about. So it's a very complicated, confusing, interesting situation. And it's even more complicated now because now we have both sides. You know, it looks as if both sides may be invested in sparking, certain rumors or lies or things of that nature. So who knows what is really behind these rumors? And then once again, this all could be true. It's not far-fetched. It's not hard to believe that Joe Biden is suffering from medical complications. I'm sure he is. The average person his age is. So it's not like, oh my God, this is some type of science fiction novel. No, this is an old-ass man who's not all the way there mentally anymore. He doesn't even know how to walk off a stage. He can't complete a sentence. Yesterday, he was talking to a crowd, and he said it was 2020. He thinks he's in the year 2020. So to think that maybe he had a medical issue while he was on an airplane, yeah, that sounds very likely. But as of right now, we don't know if it happened or not. We don't know, and we'll probably never know. But hopefully this gives you a better idea or a better understanding of whatever the hell took place last night with this situation. For now, though, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. If you would like to donate to my campaign, you can donate to the channel via Cash App or Super Thanks. But with all of that being said, I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.